Hi, welcome to Ms. Richardson's U.S. History 5-Minute Lectures. This information will be U.S. History Notes 2.3, the 1920s KKK, or Ku Klux Klan. It includes information that's aligned with the first section of your study guide for Unit 2. Remember, you're going to control the lecture, so pause if you need to, write things down, rewatch if you need to, and always use your study guide. Let's go ahead and get started. In the last set of notes, I talked to you about anti-immigrant ideas in the U.S. during the 1920s. Now I want to kind of go forward with that. These anti-immigrant ideas that existed previous to the 1920s and continued through the 1920s combined with other prejudices and led to the rise of hate groups, most notably the Ku Klux Klan, during the 1920s. As you may already know, the KKK, or the Ku Klux Klan, developed following the Civil War to repress the newly freed blacks in the South. This group's impact lessened in the 1880s through 1920, but resurged in the 1920s. Why did it resurge, you may ask? It can be traced to a film called The Birth of a Nation by D.W. Griffith in 1915. In this film, Griffith glorified the original Klan, creating a mass movement to join. This film also created the well-known Klan look. That idea of the white robes, pointed hat, burning cross, all those things were actually popularized by the film, not by the group themselves. Well, this look back at the original Klan caused membership to skyrocket. There were some differences. KKK members in the 1920s were not just focused on repressing former slaves. They used the popular idea of nativism to support their ideals, and they focused not just on repressing African Americans. Their target groups included Catholics, Jews, Eastern and Southern Europeans, non-English speakers, Asians, Hispanics, women, and African Americans. So pretty much any minority group. Essentially, anyone who did not fit the Klan ideal was targeted as an enemy and a threat to the success of America. This group preached 100% Americanism and stressed that morality, purification of politics, and stronger enforcement of prohibition was needed. They were organized, They were organized and had a structure that allowed for local leadership as well as national leadership, much like the different levels of government. Many of their actions were a response to the societal issues at the time. The increase in immigration in the Progressive Era and the increase in Hispanic immigration in the 1920s created more tension between Americans and immigrants. The Great Migration, which was a movement of African Americans and poor whites from the South into cities, especially in the North and West, also increased these tensions between whites and minorities. Competition for jobs and housing led to more and more members for the KKK. The rise of the KKK was a continuation of nativism and fear of radical politics and this fear of competition. The members of the group used fears to organize against minorities, to intimidate those minorities, and even to gain political representation to further their cause. The members of the group used fears to organize... Oops, I already told you that part. So here you see the typical kind of costume that they wear and burning the crosses that became popular with A Birth of a Nation. So this is the end of U.S. Notes 2.3. I hope you learned something, and I'll see you in class with any questions you have.